Sagi, I'm not here.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Aika Alemi, and I'm representing Kazakhstan and Born Nomad and the artists and craftsmen here. And I'm standing in the middle of the historic center of Almaty, which is the southern capital of Kazakhstan. And we're in the Panfilov Park. And we are going to go right now and join our collective, who is going to talk about the identity, about the origins, the roots of Kazakh and Kazakhstani culture. Kazakhstan, we have over 130 nationalities and ethnic groups that live and coexist peacefully. So we are going to go and speak and think out loud and interview each other and offer you the view of Kazakh and Kazakhstani identity. So follow me. So today we are being hosted by Wind and Water Studio, which carries Kazakhstan designers, different designers of fashion, of objects, and also we will speak with the founders and the designers themselves, and we will ask them the questions about the Kazakh identity. So they have a nice place here, and they gathered a portfolio of nice design brands, emerging Kazakh talent. And here we will probably first talk to the partner and creative director, or what's your role? His name is Gosha. Gosha, and your role at Wind and Water?
So I'm one of the owners. So first I have an agency which named Leap. So and my role here is to make all of art exposition, digital events, some kind of installations, collaboration with brands. So I'm a creative director.
So, you know, our session is dedicated to the identity, to searching for roots and origins and understanding Kazakh and Kazakhstani identity. You've been living in Kazakhstan for how long?
For 3 years. So I came here in 19th, before the pandemic. So and now I'm here for 3 years, and now I understand lots of local things, some identity of the Kazakh people, from Uzbekistan people, and other countries from G. Central Asia. Yeah.
So what do you think, can you tell us a little bit about what you understood, you know, being here for 3 years, what you understood, what it is about Kazakh identity that stands out?
It's very interesting. So Kazakh people is nomadic people, so they don't know lots of things in worldwide, so they don't copy. You know, they don't copy art or some kind of technology. They have their own, and this is the main thing, because it's all products is very special. So and interesting.
So cool. Well, thank you so much. We'll be seeing more of you, and we'll go and do a tour of the city.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Hope to see you. Here, the Wind and Water, they told me that why they called it Wind and Water, because it's also Feng Shui, and also wind gives you inspiration and gives you movement, and water gives you flexibility. So Wind and Water is the space about creativity in its inspiration and flexibility. But we'll also talk to the founders to speak about their idea of why it's called Wind and Water. So Kazakh identity, of course, is a very complex matter because we've been under the Soviet rule for over 70 years, from 1917 to 1991. And before that, it was a joint history with under the Russian Tsarist regime. And it has good things and also some things that are maybe not so good and negative, but it's not black and white. It's all, how should I say, very complex influence and heritage that we're dealing with it. And of course, the post-colonial trauma and also some progress that that the colonial regime brought us, like in all the colonial countries, it's progress, but also suppression of identity. So in terms of the question of identity, Kazakh people, like Gosha said, are nomadic people, but also in this part of the world, we have had, starting from 2000 years ago, the emergence of big cities, which later in the 8th, 9th and 10th century became the cities of Silk Road, like Taraz, like Shymkent, Turkestan, Otrar, and Almaty has over 1000 years of history. So the Kazakh identity is a mix between the nomadic and between the sedentary big city life. And what was interesting, because we were on the crossroads of civilizations, the movements of people, we've had people coexisting peacefully of various ethnic origin. For example, we had the Turkic people, because Kazakh ethnically belongs to a Turkic family of languages, linguistically and also ethnically. And we also had and other nations like Uzbek and Kyrgyz and Turkmen and Bashkir, Tatar, all belong to the Turkic nations or ethnic groups. And then we've had Slavic groups like Russian and others that speak Slavic languages. We've had the Chinese influence, and people lived here as well on this territory. We've had the Persian influence and ethnic groups that represent that part of civilizational divide. And then we've also had the Arabic missionaries that came to this part of the world to convert the people here from other religions into Islam. And that started in the 11th and 12th centuries. So it's religiously also different faiths were practiced here, from Zoroastrian to Judaism to Christianism to Christianity to Islam and to Tengri, a religion which is a pagan form of religion before the world religion. So, our part of the world is a big mix. So here in Wind and Water, and here today during our transmission, you can see the nomadic codes. And I just want to share my own design first, because as a designer of Aika Alemi, I interpret the ancient craft of patchwork. And I just made it in a modern form, in a global format. Basically, I took and made it all monochrome. And you see in this jacket that it's all white. So we cut it into stripes and then resew it together. And it's a reversible jacket, which you can see. And I will probably ask someone to model it later. And then also the other thing I interpret in my work is the felting. So here I applied the felt on a chiffon silk. They're thin and they're luxurious. So, and I made this new texture. So I work with that a lot, and I make dresses and skirts. I'm wearing my own skirt today. It's also made of felting. and I applied Kazakh ornaments, which all means something. For example, in the southern part of Kazakhstan, it means the floristic motifs like tulips and poppy flowers and flora, you know, the vegetative motifs. And in the northern part of Kazakhstan, they use more like animalistic ornaments, and in the western part of Kazakhstan, it's more geometrical, and which probably reflects the climate, which is pretty harsh in that part of the world. Kazakhstan actually is the 8th largest country in the world. It's a big territory. I don't remember how many square kilometers, but you can Google it up. So anyway, and so the other thing I want to show you is how I use embroidery in my work. And this is the bead embroidery, which is done by Asel, who you will meet her later. And also in this jacket, it's actually a leather jacket. I actually also use the patchwork, which is on the lining, and it's also a reversible jacket. And let me show you how the patchwork works. So on the other side, the lining side, it's also offers the texture with the seams and pretty monochrome and pretty modern. So any modern woman can wear this. And as I always say in my lectures and my interviews, that it's very easy to interpret ethnicity and ethnic background on heritage. And it's also very difficult and complex because a lot of people interpret it directly and interpret it in a linear way. And sometimes it becomes a bit cheap and cheesy. And I'm trying to kind of run away from this approach. So, and the last piece that I want to share by my own design, it's also embroidery that's also done by Asel. You will meet her. She's an amazing craftswoman and also a designer. We use the bead work, and also it's based on the fur. We use the Swakara fur, which is actually produced here, and we incorporated it into this ornament. So that became part of our collection. So anyway. So this is my work, but I want to introduce you to other artists and crafts people. So today here with us is Guljanat Hanım. And Guljanat is a felting master, and she's a Khas Shibir, which means a big master of felting, and she teaches that. So I will ask her a few questions about her work and also about the Kazakh identity, because it's the theme of our transmission. Guljanat Hanım, сәлеметсіз бе?
Сәлеметсіз бе?
So, мен сізден сұрайын деп едім, сіздің жұмысыңыз туралы, және де қазақ рухымыз туралы бір кішкене айтып бере салсаңыз, мен сізді аударайын. So I will translate. Guljanat will speak in Kazakh or in Russian, and I will translate into English. Okay?
Добрый день.
Good day to you.
Я сегодня хочу вам показать старинный казахский прием узора бытпес. То есть это очень символичный узор.
Today I want to show you the ornament бытпес. In Kazakh, it's a very symbolic, it's a very ancient and symbolic ornament and decor. And it's called бытпес, and бытпес means not ending, infinite. Without an end, endless.
Этот орнамент символизирует нескончаемый поток благоденствия, добра, изобилия. И
this ornament symbolizes the endless flow of affluence, of riches, of wealth.
И это очень характерный орнамент для казахского именно искусства, в котором можно из него видеть буквально любые узоры бесконечные.
And it's very typical for the Kazakh decorative arts, and you can create all kinds of ornaments, endless varieties.
И как раз уникальность нашего казахского орнамента, когда получается в любой точке, скажем так, любой узор, и он органично вьется, то как раз вот эта техника бэкпис, она очень хорошо ложится на уникальность казахского орнамента, который формирует, ну, скажем так, без пустот любую плоскость. Здесь, конечно, нужно обладать таким навыком, чтобы сразу вот это вести без рисунка. Слава богу, есть опыт бабушек, дедушек.
So, должны мне давать время переводить. So basically this ornament kind of fills any space, and it's also impromptu, so it's without a sketch. It's just a spontaneous feeling of the space, and basically it's like improvisation.
И это наше древнее искусство, которое, ну, датируется чуть ли не IV веком до нашей эры, первые как бы образцы. И вот оно идет сейчас по сей день, и сейчас я озадачена популяризацией этого искусства, вообще искусства войлока.
So it's actually it's dated. It started for the 4th century before Christ. And until today, it's being practiced, and I personally do everything to popularize it and bring it to masses and reinstate it and reconstruct and interpret it further, develop it at this day and age.
Очень важно, чтобы наше искусство, которое идет с древних времен и накопило огромные технологические, композиционные основы, должно развиваться обязательно.
It's very important that our ancient art that is compositionally and compositionally and also technologically, that it develops further on, that we don't forget it.
Я очень много изучала искусство войлока у нас, понятно, в нашем регионе и по всему миру. Сейчас Европа увлечена этим. Но везде используются вот те приемы, которые когда-то были созданы у нас.
So I study decorative arts of different countries because I teach. Вы же профессор, да? Вы где преподаете?
Казанкова, да.
She teaches это колледж, да?
Нет, это университет.
It's a university. She teaches at Kazakh University, and she says that she studies. Gujanat says she studies decorative arts from all over the world, and she sees that she encounters the Kazakh ornaments in all kinds of different types of ethnic decorative arts, and for her it's very important to preserve it. Хорошо, okay. So I want to ask Gujanat, so what is this? Это что?
Это шерстяная нить, которую мы создаем сами. То есть я сама делаю, беру шерсть.
So this is Gujanat says it's a felt yarn, type of yarn or thread that she makes out of the top wool. И как вы делаете? Покажите.
Вот так вот.
So let's see how she prepares this felted thread. So she takes the right now she just rolls it like this. A little bit she rolls it, and then she rolls it like that with her fingers.
Он должен быть полусырым, таким, не скатанным.
It has to be raw, the top wool. So basically it's a raw. Откуда эта шерсть?
Это наша шерсть.
It's a Kazakh, northern Kazakhstani merino wool, very good quality. Actually, Kazakhstan was top 3 producer of wool before the Soviet Union dismantled. It was a top 3 after New Zealand and Australia, China, and the Kazakh Republic, not USSR, not the Soviet Union, was on the 3rd place. So you roll it, and then she takes some water. She takes some water. She applies some water and rolls it more.
with her hand, like that, yeah. So I will try also. So a little bit. And then you apply some soap. А зачем нужно?
Чтобы держалась хорошо и
So
хорошо.
you apply some soap that it gives the form. It gives the shape. It shapes it up and it keeps the shape. Okay, so now the thread is ready.
И можно делать цветные.
And then you can dye it as well in any color you want.
Можно соединять цвета красный, желтый.
And you can join the colors like the yellow and red here that I show. Okay, so betpes is the infinite ornament.
Да. И из техники betpes я делаю вот украшения жилета.
So also she decors, Guljanat decors with this betpes technique, the endless or infinite ornament, the infinity, and so she just applies it on some clothing, and this actually also I felt it. It's basically felt on silk, so it's a jacket, not a jacket, but a vest. It's a vest that's made very thin, and also on the white. Oh, sorry, on the white. Just a second. Let me show you. So on the white, it's also betpes. So see, it just fills all the space. So you can feel with infinity. So the Kazakh identity is about infinity and about filling the space. Whatever the space is, you just fill it up. So, and also on it's like I have a big head. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but so this is the. I look like a pope, right? The Catholic pope. But it's a betpes ornament, very nice. Okay, Rahmet. Okay, so Guljanat Khanım, she creates all these textures, and she also created the symbol of Almaty, the apple, because actually the ancient apples were discovered here. Kazakhstan is the motherland of apples. It's already proved by scientific research. So it's all starts from a ball like that, and then you cover it with the wool that's dyed red, and then you create an apple, and you create any shape you want. So basically, Kazakh identity is about flexibility. You can create an apple. Also a hat made like an apple. So, and apple is great, in Ayurveda, apple is great for optimism. So people who eat apples, they're optimistic. Okay, көп рахмет сізге. Thank you so much. So right now we'll move very quickly to a design label.
Hi.
Anima, hi. What is your name?
My name is Madina.
Madina and?
Hello.
I say, look, they look like models. I look like they're short together with them. So Madina and Aysel are the founders of Anima. So why did you call it Anima?
We called it Anima because Anima from Latin and Italian translated as soul.
So
Yeah, and it's very important for us. This because both of us, we are psychologists. And I always call psychologists as soul researchers. So we decided, and for a long time, actually, I was dividing the material world and spiritual world. But since I became a psychologist, it all came together. So for me now, fashion is not something just about clothing and just materials. It's about your expression of your soul. So basically, that's why we called it soul. But there are another way to explain that. Because soul has no gender, soul has no size, no age, no social status. And so we wanted to translate this sense of freedom through our clothing. So most of our models are unisex. We also use nice, more natural materials. So you'd feel always good, and it's oversized. so it won't be like.
You want to show us?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So you can model. Perfect. Okay.
This is what we do. We don't hire models.
Okay,
We model
great,
ourselves.
great. Okay, just show us.
So yeah, let's start from. This is one of our last pieces. This is a kaftan. This color especially has a very like Kazakh ethnic vibe. I think a lot of like grandpas were wearing this kind of color. It's typical Kazakh color. So it looks like this. It's very loose. It's very comfortable. You can wear it. And one of the philosophy that we have is that you buy timeless pieces. And
do you want to put it on? You want to
yeah,
put it on?
oh, I can try it. Yeah. Timeless pieces that you can wear anytime with anything, and it's wool. It's 60% wool, and it suits for men and women, and it's good for you to wear like layers on top of each other. So something that we created. And here, so you can see that we love to create a lot of layers. It's very good for different weather. So the idea is to have very loose outwear, so you can wear a lot of layers within. Here's a kimono, just something like I wear now. It's a warm kimono for winter.
So basically, the influence of your brand is, of course, soul and the amalgamation of material world and spiritual world. So it's basically understanding that we are not the body.
Yes.
We're a soul, and then it's not the soul, it's not the body that owns that has the soul,
Exactly.
but the soul that has the body.
Owns the body.
And of course, a person is very complex structure, because apart from body and soul, also you have stuff in between. You have feelings, you have emotions, and you have energy. Okay.
Oh, it's so pleasing to talk to you about this because we have the same philosophy. We think about this like that. So for us, we called it soul because it's the main. It's us basically.
Okay. So all your stuff is unisex, right?
Most of it. Most of it.
You also have a home collection, right?
Exactly. Let's check it.
Let's go and check it out. So and in the home, the Kazakh home is also very, very, very special, because the Kazakhs practiced living in the mobile homes, yurts. Probably some of you know the yurts. It has the round shape. Actually, I'm wearing my jacket now.
Yeah, I noticed. It's good. It's a bit chilly here.
Yeah. So let's just see. So what did you prepare for the home?
So this is not particularly
Is
just
this yours?
No, this is some of the decorations to make it more cozy. So basically, it's not particular for the home, but you can also, it's more multi-purpose. You can wear it at home, you can wear it to the resorts, and in summer, a lot of our clients were wearing it to the city.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's also like kimono style.
Yeah, I would wear it easily. Sure. Yeah.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, I could try.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I could try. So, and this wall, who knows about this wall? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. It also has Kazakh ornaments.
Yeah, this wall has a history. I wouldn't lie, I don't know the whole details, but I remember that they told me it's very important wall. It was transported from another city, from Semipalatinsk.
So maybe Gosha, you know about
do you know
the
more
wall?
about the wall?
Yeah, I have some information. So my partner Sultan, he's from Semipalatinsk, so and he finds the old building. So and he saved these amazing ornaments. So and put it to Almaty. So and made this beautiful wall for this.
So Semipalatinsk is the city in the east northern part. It's basically very, very, very close to border with Russia and also with Mongolia.
Yeah, that's why it's so interesting. Yeah.
And also Semipalatinsk is the polygon place where they do and still do, but they've done nuclear tests. So unfortunately,
but it's not nuclear.
It's
not toxic.
I hope so. But in Kazakh history, you have positive stuff, but you also have some negative, like nuclear tests are still being done.
Yeah. You look great. I think it fits your outfit too.
Yeah, it's nice. So
it goes like this here. You go here. You tied it here.
You tied it here.
And then you go.
Okay, so it's like it's very nice. So what's the fabric?
So the fabric is very interesting. It's called muslin. It was created in Iran. It's 100% cotton.
So,
Yeah, and it's like it has a lot of layers and has a small holes that let your skin breathe.
cool.
First of all, and second of all, it's 100% UV protection, so you
Wow.
won't get burned.
Wow.
So it's a perfect clothing for summer.
It's
for
good, yeah.
resorts, and for home
Yeah,
as well.
it's
Because
nice.
do you feel how soft it is?
Yeah, I feel really good. I love the pastel colors because I believe that pastels go together. Like today I'm wearing some pastel colors, you
Yeah,
know,
they're easy. to
some
match.
peach and some nude, and this I call cold sugar.
Yeah,
It's a raw sugar, yeah.
it's very good.
Anyway, well,
And we also have bed lighting.
Oh.
So we
so you can lie down, right?
yeah, you can lay down, you can touch it. It's organic cotton.
Nice.
So we also try to be more eco. So it's organic cotton that's produced without any chemicals, and we have beautiful colors, also like earthy, grounding. Because I think I don't like to close up my bed,
Yeah.
so that's why we have this kind of colors that you don't need to cover because they're beautiful.
Cool. That's nice.
Yeah, and also we have a bed construction, so it's made in Kazakhstan. So it's unique design that we made for this store. So it's look great. And have a synergy with Anima.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
nice.
think they match together very well.
Okay, well, let's continue our tour here, our transmission. So thank you so much.
Thank you
We'll
very
see
much.
you. We'll see you
Thank
later.
you. It was nice to talk to you. Bye.
Yeah. So I'm just wearing. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this label. It's called Aymak, and Aymak means district in Kazakhstan, or some part of a city or a country. So it's inspired by Kazakh jewelry, and the founder, what's her name? Ainur. So Ainur, and in Kazakh, everything has a meaning. All the names. I means the moon, and Nur means the light. So the light of the of the moon. So she's not present, unfortunately, but Ainur is an avid connoisseur and avid aficionado of Kazakh ancient jewelry. So here she has a vision of creating a museum of ancient jewelry, and she's
her own collection.
And it's her own collection of antique jewelry.
This collection from different districts of Kazakhstan. So she was inspired by this pieces and made her own collection.
Yeah. So I'm just since Ainur is not here, I'm going just to read from whatever is written here. So it says jewelry of Kazakhs was formed based on traditions emerging to the culture of the nomadic cattle breeding tribes in the ancient times, inhabiting the principal districts of the modern Kazakhstan. So on this vast territory, in the archaeological excavations, we found some unique testaments made of bronze, made of gold and silver, decorated by the precious and semi-precious stones. So the Kazakh tradition had the centers of craftsmanship in the 15th century, and there were some, like I said, there were some ancient towns in the deltas of Sirdarya River and the villages of central Kazakhstan and Zhetesu, which is Zhetesu in Kazakh means 7 rivers. It's not far away from Almaty, where we are today. And all these different tribes were living together. And in the 15th century, they all united in the Kazakh Khanate. So Kazakhs had their first state in the 15th century. So Ainur interprets that, and she creates the pieces based on the ancient tradition. So you see that there are some ornaments and there also some semi-precious.
This is monoring, so this is all one thing. So you can use it on your ears in different ways. So and combine it.
And that is also a monoring, just one ring, just for one ear, and so you can play with things.
So also this ring is very interesting. I have this also. So this is a ring of the gold man.
Golden man.
Golden man.
Yeah, golden man, Altyn Adam. It's actually also was excavated in one of the archaeological expeditions, and it was from the it basically destroyed, not destroyed, but basically tarnished corpse of a warrior, and also they say it was even a girl warrior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There's a version. Yeah. So I don't know which century it dates to, but probably
it's very ancient.
It's very ancient. So unfortunately, I don't know. So basically, right now it's in the museum, in our central museum here in Almaty. So this was inspired by Altyn Adam, by the golden man. So you see the symbol everywhere interpreted. Okay, well, very good. So let's move on and maybe see another, and maybe talk to Asil, our embroiderer. Asil, who made the embroidery for various designers. Hi, Asil. How are you?
My name is Asil. Лучше на русском.
Asil is the embroiderer. She's also a designer, and she also works with big factories and plants, and she knows what mass production is, but she's also an artisan. So Asil, where are you from originally? You come from Tashkent, right?
Да. Я из Ташкента, но родом из города Актобе.
So she came from Tashkent, but she was born in Aktobe, which is the western part of Kazakhstan, but she lived in Uzbekistan. So Asil learned. А вы когда научились?
Я с детства делаю такие вышивки.
Со скольки лет?
С 8 лет.
So from the age of 8, she's engaged in embroidery. А кто вас научил?
Меня узбеки научили.
She actually learned in Uzbekistan when she was living in Tashkent.
Мастера из Узбекистана, то есть татешки, опытные профессионалы обучили. Я к ним домой ходила, я попросила, что они меня научили шить, вышивать.
So the masters from Uzbekistan taught Asil how to do embroidery.
Я сейчас хочу вам рассказать.
She wants to tell us about the embroidery.
У нас в целом история вышивки, то есть появилась в Китае в древнем, в 6 и 5 веках до нашей эры.
So the embroidery dates and starts its history from 5th to 6th century before Christ in China.
Да, активно у нас в Казахстане развивался в 20 веках.
So in Kazakhstan, it started to develop in the 19th and 20th century.
Русских переселенцев начало 20 века.
So end of 19th and 20th century.
У нас активно развивалось. У нас есть казахские разные орнаменты, например, кошкар-мьюз.
So we have остановки делайте, because I need to translate. So we have various ornaments. For example, kошkar-mьюз, which means the horn of a sheep.
Умурка.
Дешевка, кошкар-мьюз. What's the ornament?
Это орнамент кустанда. Это стилизованный в стиле растительных.
Кустанда?
Кустандай.
Кустандай?
Не прям такой.
So it's a floristic ornament, which Asil is doing right now. And it's based on a plant, based on flowers. Кустандай?
Да, кустандай, колтыкую. Колтыкую называется орнамент, стилизованный. Я хочу...
Колтыкую, дайте переводить. Колтыкую, actually колтык in Kazakh means armpit.
Да.
So it's a armpit ornament. А почему называется колтык?
Почему-то казахи на тикимитах и часто наносили этот орнамент холтукую и означало приходите, чувствуйте себя как дома.
So basically,
Мы всегда вам рады.
Okay, very interesting about Kazakh identity because this ornament is called koltuk oyu, which means armpit or arms. And in Kazakh, there's a saying, when you welcome your guests, you hug them. So that means hospitality. So Kazakhs use this ornament a lot to on their carpets and on their hangings and the textile that they use in the yurt, which symbolizes and signifies hospitality. So another thing about Kazakh identity is hospitality.
И украшения в основном создавались в соответствии с воспитанием, традициями и модой.
So the украшения какие?
Да, то есть они то есть старались показать нашу, то есть с помощью украшений, орнаментов, ручную работу, нашу нравственность, доброту, справедливость.
So basically, the Kazakhs always use an ornament as a language to express their moral values, the upbringing, the respect for the elders, the respect, the help, and the care for the younger generations. Basically the family ties and the role in the social structure.
Да, ну я тоже в соответствии, то есть нашими традициями я стараюсь передать нашу.
Покажите свои работы. Maybe Asil will show. А вот это что за орнаменты?
Это орнаменты.
So these are the ornaments that Asil uses.
Свою, то есть, искусство.
Эти все растительные. So all of these are based on plants that grow in the steppes and in the vast territory of Kazakhstan. You see the tulip, like a lily, you know, in France, and you see the leaves of some plant. Very nice. So I still develops the ornaments herself. So let's see some of her work. Покажете, да?
Эти брошки.
This is a brooch in the shape of a moon.
Да. Овальная брошка.
And maybe that's a sun, like an oval.
Серьги.
And there are some earrings.
Видите, тоже можно назвать как солнце или можно как угодно.
It's also some astral body. So Kazakhs used not just floristic and animalistic, but also a lot of astral bodies, the heavenly bodies. This is a brooch. It's a brooch for the women, maybe grandmothers. You can wear it with a dress. And this?
The collier.
It's a collier. It's like a necklace.
Тут несколько видов бисер.
So a lot of types of beads
комбинированные нитки называется.
And also complex thread and very special threading and some stones, какие-то камни тоже, да? And some pearls as well, and natural stones. And natural pearls. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
So Asil is a very good craftsman. Ну, что вы скажете о казахской идентичности? So I will ask Asil a question about Kazakh identity.
Я скажу, что наши мастера, то есть трудоголики, они, то есть самые, то есть лучшие, один из самых лучших мастеров, то есть по СНГ и по всему миру, ну, я считаю. И
So Asil thinks that in the center of Kazakh identity is the dedication to the work, and she even calls them workaholic. The craftsmen in Kazakhstan are workaholic. They are very dedicated.
И наша традиция история очень развитая и богатая, то есть разными орнаментами, цветами, природой, то есть историей.
And we are rich in our traditions. We are rich in our traditions and our history, our heritage, and also we have very beautiful nature, so we're very close to the nature. And that inspires me a lot. Ну, поэтому казахский характер — это что? Близость к природе или что?
Да, думаю, да.
So Kazakh identity for Asil is being close to the nature, is being in contact with the nature. Okay, very good. And right now, maybe we should talk to Sandugash, another craftswoman that's present here. And Sandugash does kurak. It's the art of patchwork, and it's a very special Kazakh type of patchwork. Сәлеметсіз бе, Сандуғаш ханым?
Сәлеметсіздер ме, мен 7 баланың анасы.
Sandugash is the mother of 7 children.
Қазақтың дәстүрін өзімізде бізге бабаларымыз мұра қылып қалдырған өнерді осына алып өтудеміз біз қазір. Біздің
So I use the traditions of Kazakh ancestors that they gave us as heritage.
біздің әрбір құрақ сөйлейді. Құралып, өсіп, өнсін деген мағынада әрбір үйде құрақ тұрады дейміз.
So in each Kazakh home we have kurak, which is patchwork, and kurak in Kazakh means building. So the patchwork in Kazakh is building. So in each home there is some construction.
Мына жерде мынау құдық құрақ.
So this type of kurak or patchwork is well.
Бұл құдық дегеніміз қыз барған жерде тастай батып, судай сіңіп, сол елдің нұрын шашып тұрсын деген мағынамен тігіледі.
So the well kurak has a very deep meaning in its part of Kazakh identity, because when a girl goes and marries and she goes to the other family, to the other tribe, because Kazakhs actually have tribes, and we remember our ancestors 7 generations which tribe they come from, because we have 3 groups of tribes. I will tell you later. So basically the meaning of patchwork is that the girl, when she goes to the other tribe, she marries into a different tribe, she falls down like a stone into the well, and she becomes part of that tribe, becomes part of their identity, part of their culture, their traditions. She becomes like them, and she serves that tribe. She becomes the the champion and the care of the tradition of the other home.
Және де мынау бізде лабиринт дейді ғой, өмірдің лабиринті.
That's another type of patchwork. Kurak means labyrinth, and it's the labyrinth of life.
Сағың сынбасын дейді. Мынау қыздың
не дейді?
Мына құрақты ма?
Сағың
сынбасын дейді, барған жерде сағың сынбасын дейді. Тікеңді тік ұстап жүр дейді ғой. Қазақташа.
Сағың сынбасын. It means that even in the labyrinth of life you have to stand tall and stand straight. So that's the meaning of this labyrinth.
Барған жерде тастай батып, шыңға шың. Өмір деген әрбір сатыдан тұрады. Сол сатыдан құламай шық деген сөз.
Қалай мынау аталады?
Мынау тырна құрақ.
Тырна?
Тырна құрақ.
Тырна — это орысша не болады. Грабли? Тырна?
Тырна, yeah.
Грабля? So тырна is it's called тырна. I don't know what the English is, but грабли, посмотрите, как это будет.
Тырнаны не дейді қазақша?
Грабли. Как?
Тырна,
цапля. Посмотрите. Okay. It's a type of bird. So I asked my colleagues to translate it into English because I don't. Heron. That's heron. That's the name of the patchwork heron. And Sandugash Hanım explained here that each of this means the beats the stairs, the steps on in the life's movement, in the life development. Okay.
Yeah.
So тырна сияқты не
Тырна
істейді?
сияқты шыңдарға шық, кері жол жоқ дейді.
Okay. So she says that the direction of тырна ornament is only forward and up. It's not, there is no going back and down. So you only go up and forward. Like this heron bird, you only fly from one height to another flight.
Күн шуақ сияқты нұрыңды шашып тұр дейді.
That ornament is called the light of the sun, kun shuaq. And like the light of the sun, you go and spread and emanate the light of life everywhere.
Мынау ою Қазақста бізде 4 құбылаң тең болсын десең, 4 ұлың болсын дейді.
So this ornament is called what's the name?
Мынау қошқар мүйіз.
Қошқар мүйіз. That's the қошқар мүйіз. That's the horn of the sheep.
4 түлігің сай болсын, ойың ұшқырлансын.
And these 4 you should have the four suns, 4 sides of the world. North, west, east, and south, and also the 4. Basically, they did it to have four sons.
4 түлігің сай болсын десе, 4 ұлың болсын дедіңіз ба?
Yes.
Ол жаңағы 4 ұлыңа бірдей қара.
And you look after all of your 4 sons in the equal manner. Equally love them.
Сол кезде балалардың бәрі бір ұйықтау өсіп өнесің дейді.
So that way. All your children come together and they all come to the center and they make you prosperous and strong.
Мынау амандасу құрақ.
This is called amandasu, means the greeting kurak, the patchwork of greeting.
Бұл құрақ 2 сантиметрден алынып.
So this patchwork is done by 2 centimeters.
15 сантиметр шығады, бірақ біз матаны 17 сантиметр қылып алып аламыз.
So she measures this by 17 centimeters. 18 centimeters. 18 centimeters. No, 18 or 19 centimeters. It's a square. It's a square with the side of 18 to 19 centimeters.
Ортасынан даққы бөліміз, чтобы ортасына құрақ тию үшін.
We divide it by diagonal. We divide it in equal parts. So you have 4 parts, 2 diagonal.
Мынаны 2 сантиметр линейканың өлшеміндегі қана аламыз былай міне.
So she takes the ruler and she cuts.
Мен көп алмаймын қазір, енді көрсеткенге аздан ғана аламын.
So she takes a little bit.
Осыны былай мына жерге жалғап тіккен кезде міне кеңіз.
So she
құрақ болады бұл.
Мынау қандай?
Ши құрақ.
Which means the how do you call it? She is a thin wood.
2 сантиметрден құралған құрақты ши құрақ дейміз.
So each kurak, әрбір is called she kurak.
2 сантиметрден алынған матаны.
2 centimeters.
Осыны ши құрақ деп атаймыз. Одан бірін құраған кезде мынандай үлкен құрақ шығады.
So мынау тырна.
Тырна құрақ.
So this is the heron kurak, which is made, see, in 3 fabrics. One is this golden lame. Lame or lake, and also you have some velvet, magenta velvet, and also a cream.
Қыздың артынан баратын, қыздың жолы ақ пен қарадан тұрады. Сол ешқандай жолдан сүрінбей шыңға шықсын деген.
So when Kazakhs prepare dowry for the girl that gets married, they prepare a kurak made of light fabric, light color, and also dark color, which signifies the white side of the life and also the dark or black side of the life. But the path of the girl and the wishing of Kazakhs, so that her path is in between white and black. So Kazakh identity is go the middle way between black and white, between good and bad.
Біздің дәстүріміз негізі осы өнерменен белгіленген ғой.
So our tradition is marked by the decorative arts, by the art.
өнер бар жерде өмір бар дейді бабаларымыз.
So our ancestors said that where the art exists, life exists.
Мен бұл құрақ өнерін 10 жасымнан құрақпен айналсам.
So Sandughash Khanim, she does the kurak from the age of 10.
Және мынандай көйлектерімді тігем өзім.
And she also
қазақтың өзінің
she also does the embroidery, she also does the dresses and the traditional Kazakh clothing.
Өзінің салт дәстүрдегі киіміміз бұл
Yeah,
біздің.
so it's a traditional dress with a dress and also a vest over.
Қазіргі таңда 200 шәкірт шығардым, оқытып.
Sandughash also teaches, and she has over 200 disciples, 200 students that graduated her course. Өте жақсы, рахмет сізге.
Рахмет. Бұл құрақтың ерді түрі негізі бұл құрақтың ішіне кірсеңіз бар ғой. Әрбір мына сатысы сөйлейді.
So Sandughash Khanim says that Kazakh identity is to speak with art, because each patchwork talks and each patchwork has the story behind it. So maybe we should take a break and demonstrate the films. Right now, Erika, what do you think?
Hello, Aika. Yes, thank you so much. We absolutely loving what you're sharing. I'm going to ask, which of the two films would you like us to share?
Maybe White Plenty at the beginning, and then we will regroup here and prepare for the next section.
Great. So we will share our screen, and we will share one of Aika's films called White Plenty.
Yeah, I made that film. Later I can talk about it. First watch it, and then I'll talk about the film. It's actually the first fashion film that I made with my sister. She directed it, our idea together, and it participated in the Shaded View on Fashion Film Festival that's headed by Diane Pernet.
Wow.
In 2013, in September 2013. So enjoy.
Somebody put their hand up. I'm not too sure if somebody wanted to first make a comment. It was an iPhone 10. So I'm not too sure who wanted to speak. Otherwise, we'll hold thoughts till after the film. Thank you so much, Aika.
Yeah.
We're going to share our screen and share the film.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that film. Quite evocative and quite haunting in a way. Also, just the surrounding sounding. So I'm sure you want to just join us back again.
Hi, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the film. Basically, the film was called White Plenty. Akhmo in Kazakh, white color has a lot of meanings, and it was dedicated to my very first collection that I made in my label, Aika Alemi. And white in Kazakh means a lot of things. It means, for example, when we use it akjol, white path, we wish luck to someone who goes on a trip or starts some new project. So ak means luck, lucky, fortunate. And also, for example, when we say ak niyet, which means the white wish, it means that the sincere wish and benevolent wish, and when somebody has good attitude to you, it means we call it ak niyet, a white wish. And then when we say ak komel, which means white soul or white spirit, it means that this person has is very pure and very naive in a way. So ak, or a color of white, means a lot of things in Kazakh culture. And also Kazakhs met their guests with white the food that had white color, for example, milk or mare's milk or camel's milk or special cheese, kurt, the dry cheese, and the iremshik, and everything, we called it white. And when they greeted the guests, they put it all forward, and they shared the food of white color, akhmo, which means white plenty, white wealth and richness. So this is the film. We filmed it in the Shu region of Zhambyl Oblast, where my parents are from. Actually, it's filmed in the home in the village of where my father grew up. It's called Zhangazhol, a new path, and it's in the southern part of Kazakhstan, Zhambyl Oblast, and Taraz or Zhambyl is the ancient city with over 2,000 years of history. And in the golden age of Silk Road, because all the caravans were going from India and China and Japan towards Europe, carrying silk, carrying spices, carrying corals from Oceania, and back from the west carrying the Murano glass, the sable from Russia, and the European goods. Basically, all the caravans stopped in Taraz. The city had very, very, very active and very vibrant life, and it was described in the ancient books that Taraz was the mirror of the world, because even staying there, not going anywhere, Silk Road was like the internet of that time, because even being a nomad and being living far away from the city, when you came to the bazaar of Taraz, you could understand what was going on and what was produced in the world globally. And that way you had the portal to connect, the access point to connect to the internet of that time, the Silk Road. So, we wanted in that film to show how the village people doing their everyday tasks, like rolling the dough, or maybe using the paint and painting the house white, and working with the wool, or stirring the mare's milk in a special, I don't know how you call it, in a special tube. Basically, they were doing their everyday tasks having to do with the white matter. And it was all observed by the aliens that also saw some luxury pieces which were from my collection. So I wanted to show the connection between the luxury that it actually stems and it has the origins in the everyday life, in the basic values of Kazakh people, and in the simple village 500 kilometers from Almaty in the Shu region, in the Zhangazhol village where my father grew up as a village boy. So anyway, that's the film, and I hope you enjoyed it. And right now, if you don't have any questions or comments, we can move on to our next section. What would you say?
Thank you, Aika. I think we can save some questions for the end. I haven't got any questions coming through yet in the chat. So absolutely, we're loving your space. We're loving your hosting, and we're learning so much. Thank you. You can.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, next, I'd like to talk about the brand, another brand that's here in wind and water space. It's called Ho, and it's dedicated to, it's actually called like that because of, and Gosha just told me, but maybe he can repeat it, because the sewing machine inventor, Mr. Ho from England, he inspired the designers and the creators of this brand to call it by his name, because he gave the world the sewing machine. And there are a lot of sewing machines on display, and also Wind and Water has a collection of old sewing machines you can see, and also machine needle. He actually created the sewing machine needle, and he was probably one of the contributors to the industrial production of apparel, of clothing. But then the creators of this brand added the safety pin, and safety pin in Kazakh culture, turegish, it means that you wear the safety pin to protect yourself from the bad eye, from the bad wishes, from evil glances. So, I will let Gosha to speak about this brand. So How is that?
So How is a unisex brand. So we have a different stylish pieces. So the girls or boys can this brand have a different drop. So 1 month we have a small collection with different garments or details, or made patchworks on it. So you see also we have a pin here.
Safety pin.
Safety pin.
Very good.
Yeah. So we have a print. So we have a classic wear, but also it's unisex. So we have a shoes. So on this on autumn, we produce these shoes. So all pieces designed in Kazakhstan, but we made it in China because Kazakh production doesn't have this kind of quality. So that's why it made it like this.
And China is not far away from here.
Yeah, so China is very close. That's why it's easier to deliver all pieces here. So, and now we have one new project. Maymin, our owner Nursultan, he lived about 10 years in China, so it's some Chinese word. I don't know what is it, but it's new. So it's only women collection.
Mm-hmm.
So they have pants, sweaters, jackets. So very cool. And I think you see, and have flowers on it. So it's cool. Yeah. And also you can see the real machine. So it's one ancient piece of our collection. So,
Zinger.
yeah,
It's a Zinger machine. It's a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Zinger.
It's not Zinger, but
It's an old Zinger.
but it's one of the oldest of collection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, we have accessories and different pieces. So
Maybe Nurjas wants to add. Come
Yeah.
here. So Nurjas, what do you do here in Wind and Water?
Да, я работаю в пространстве Wind and Water Space, разделяю административные, так скажем, задачи.
So Nurjas is a administrative manager and also
he's legendology. Legendology. No,
legendology.
He is one of who knows lots of all and how to grow up.
В начале создания бренда Hope, только в начале становления, как рассказывал Гоша, рассказывали про историю с машинами, собирали все швейные машины со всего региона, со всех маленьких поселков. И в коллекции имеется около 20 машин.
So we've collected all the old sewing machines from all over the place, from all over Kazakhstan, and right now we have in our collection about 20 pieces, 20 old machines.
И в коллекции даже имеется машина, которая возраст достигает больше 100 лет.
So one of the sewing machines has over 100 years. Okay, so cool. You know, I just wanted to comment about the safety pin because, you know, when I studied economics in Moscow State University, I studied the book of Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, and there he uses the safety pin production as the example of how the Industrial Revolution started in England, because the safety pin is produced by different operations. It has 3 operations, and when you divide it into operations, then a worker can do simple operations and they can produce more, so their productivity goes up, their efficiency goes up, their quality goes up, and that was the start of the English Industrial Revolution, which we all have fruits. And today we're seeing the revolution, the digital revolution. So we're actually, at the frontier of the digital world and the meta world, which Gosha is also a big champion. And tomorrow we have a big talk that about metaverse and digital fashion, because digital fashion is also here today. So, you know, it all coexists, and the identity today of any nation, and Kazakh identity in particular, of course, it's you combine the industrial production, the manual work, but also the digital format, the meta format.
And I want to add some small but interesting thing, that we have dry flowers from it's my wife. She's a florist. And we live outside the city, and we have a field where he gathered all these dry flowers.
So they all come from Almaty?
Yeah, it's all Almaty dry flowers from different places. So when we go to some trips, so we always get some flowers and get it here. So maybe about this.
Yeah, let's talk about the slide boxes, because it has a very, very funny saying. It says in Kazakh, it says "Kerek tastın ağırlığı жоқ." It says it means that if you need the needed stone doesn't have the weight.
And it's always have
and it has all the Stonehenge, you know. Yeah. So basically, it's like some pop art and using some traditional sayings. It's also part of the tradition, because Kazakh identity is also about humor, about sarcasm, and being funny.
Yeah, and this is also handmade. The idea was to make some things that is similar to TV set from 16th. So that's why it's
from the 60s.
60s, yes. Sorry, 60s, yeah. And some of them we can show it after. They have a switch lighting, so you can mix it.
Okay, let's go and see.
Yeah, let's go.
Here's some more dry flowers.
Yes.
They also come from Kazakhstan. Wow, I didn't even know that in Almaty.
Find it.
Wow, she's a magician. Wow, see how rich the flora and the nature in Kazakhstan, and then it ends up in the ornaments of the craftsmen. Very interesting. So show us another lighting.
Yeah, another lighting. So you can change the colors. What you want. So it's like a lamp or some piece of art. So and you can change the artworks inside.
Also.
So,
Wow, so cool.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice. So cool.
so
Very
nice.
cool. Okay, so there is another brand here, which means cash a lot, and cash a lot. Well, in it's a French word, and it means this animal, sperm whale, and. So cash a lot. What is the philosophy and the identity of this brand?
It's a street wear collection. So Kazakh industry has lots of hip hop singers, different singers,
Rappers.
So rappers, yeah. And so this brand is all about that. So it's total black.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. They have different textures. Yeah.
Yeah, in Kazakh
Hoodies,
cultural scene, there are a lot of rappers and about a lot of hip hoppers and
yeah. And last year ago, they have a trunk show on Kazakhstan Fashion Week. So it was the first trunk show of this brand. So it's new also.
Yeah, and of course the pink color that it was, that it was used by Valentino, by Pier Paolo.
Yeah, it's trendy.
Yeah, it's very trendy. The pink, it's fuchsia pink. Yeah, nice.
And this all very flexible. And also unisex.
Yeah, cool. So unisex is also part of the Kazakh identity today. That's nice. Okay, well, I love this. Also nice.
Yeah, it's like matrix
style. Like a matrix. Yeah, it's very hip hop, very contemporary culture.
So.
Okay.
One brand more. Animal.
Yeah. Venera.
You know about it.
Yeah. It's actually made by my friend Janar. Janar Mirzakhanova. She's actually a stylist and photographer. Not photographer, stylist and designer. She used to work for Harper's Bazaar. She's like one of our veterans in fashion, and also another lady, Anya, who was in our contest, Be Next. She was the winner. So Janar was part of the jury in 2015, and she met Anya, and Anya is from Kyrgyzstan, from Bishkek. So she came all this way from Bishkek to Almaty to participate, and then Janar and Anna met, and then they created the brand. So sometimes when you participate in the contest, you can meet your next partner in the jury. So they've been doing this brand for the last 5 years, I think, and it's been quite successful.
So maybe about this, that they made a collaboration with a Kazakh artist, Almagul Minlibayeva.
Almagul Minlibayeva. Almagul Minlibayeva is a contemporary artist. She lives in Berlin. She's one of our very successful contemporary artists. So it's Almagul's drawings, right?
Yes.
Almagul's artwork. And I know they did a digital cover and some digital art with Almagul. So that's Almagul actually interprets Kazakh identity a lot, and she talks about decolonialism a lot, and a lot in about the dark pages in the Kazakh Soviet history in the Soviet period, and this is what
snow bars.
Snow.
Bars is one of the Kazakh famous animal.
Yeah, snow leopard. Yeah, it's a national animal, and it's actually very symbolic. That it's a beautiful scarf. Yeah, it's also a symbol of Almaty. So see, the Almaty has apple, because Alma in Kazakh means apple, and Almaty means the apple place. And also it has the snow leopard, because we have mountains. Actually, it's the other side of Himalayas, and you have to see the Alatau mountains.
Yeah, but now they're all in the red book. So
yeah, the snow leopard is in red book. Yeah. Beautiful scarf. Okay, so here are some more work by our felting craftswoman Guljanat. She made also a painting like that. So you can use it as a painting, and also you can use it in your interior. You can do a bed cover or something, a curtain. Do you want to? I just want. So Guljanat wants to explain a little bit. So хорошо видно? Окей.
Я хотела сказать о том, что искусство войлока – это наиболее характерный вид национальной культуры казахов.
So felting is the most traditional type of craftsmanship of Kazakhs.
И раньше, мы помним, у кочевников была уникальная юрта, которая снаружи и внутри покрывалась войлочными
The nomads covered the yurt, the traditional round home. Actually, it's foldable and it's mobile home. You should Google the yurt. And they covered it inside and outside by the layers of the felt.
И ковер считался таким и дорогим, и необходимым материалом в юрте.
And the carpet in the yurt was considered the required type of textile, and also it was an expensive and a very valuable piece of interior of the yurt.
У войлока, то есть изделий из шерсти, уникальные физические свойства. Они хранят тепло и защищают от холода.
And the felt, and you know that wool is also like a live fiber. It has certain properties of holding being resistant to cold and resistant to temperature, to heat. So during the heat, it kind of cools you down, and when it's cold, it warms you up.
Из войлока можно делать большие, очень плотные вещи, и можно тончайшие, как шелк.
So felt you can use for the thick textures, and you can also do a lace like a silk, very thin and light textures.
И я хотела показать, что используя этот наш традиционный материал, можно создавать все, что угодно, в том числе картины, ковры для интерьера.
So using felt, you can create anything. You can create objects for the interior. You can create carpet. You can create textiles for the home. You can create anything.
Но хотелось, чтобы это было современно для нашей теперешней жизни, и в то же время это имело национальный колорит.
So in my work, I try to do some useful things, and also use the tradition, incorporate the tradition.
Поэтому я делаю большие картины панно. Для меня это как живопись.
So for me, I do big formats, the pannos, and for me it's like painting. It's like fine art.
Ну и плюс сюда добавляются технологические приемы, эффекты, которые в живописи не передашь.
And here, unlike in the painting with the brush, you can use some technological approaches and some methods which you cannot use in when you paint with the brush, when you do.
Здесь можно раскрывать любые темы, любые.
And here you can talk about any subjects.
So next, this is the brand.
Okay. So next, Rahmet Guljanat. Thank you, Guljanat. Yeah. So next we're going to talk to Sultan. Hi, Sultan. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thanks. I represent the brand of Kumani.
What is the name?
Kumani.
Kumani. What does it mean, Kumani?
In Western history, the name called the Great Step.
Great Step,
Of
Kumani.
Kipchaks, yes.
Kipchak. So Kipchak is an ancient tribe that still exists. and Kumani is in Kipchak language means the step, the great step.
Not in Kipchak language. In Western history,
In
they
West-
called that territory as a Kumania.
Sorry. So where the ancient Kipchak inhabited in Western history, it was described as Kumania. Okay.
In our history, it's called Deshti Kipchak.
In Kazakh history, we call it Desht and Kipchak.
The idea of the name came because at that territory first was invented the complex cut clothes by nomads from that tribes.
Okay.
That's why we take that name. And we produce luxury garments that create an individual person according to their measurements.
According to their made to measure, yeah.
Yes. And we use only natural fabrics from the best manufacturers, like
Yeah, I see
Holland and Sherry,
yeah, the saddle.
Cerruti, Loro Piano, Drago, and other.
I visited Cerruti because I was the first designer from the CIS who was the finalist of International Woolmark Prize in 2017, and they took me to best factories in Biella. It's in Piemonte region north of Milan, and we visited Cerruti, and I met Nino Cerruti actually.
The Drago is also from Biel.
Yeah, Drago is Biella. Yeah. Also, they have Botta Giuseppe, Canonis Barberis Canonico. Yeah, I visited Barberis Canonico. I met with the owner.
One of the oldest.
Yeah, Barberis Canonico is. You work with Barberis Canonico?
Yes, we work.
Yeah, they are in the 13th generation. 1653.
1553.
Yeah, 1650, the 17th century. Yeah. It's big. Okay, cool. So you work with the best manufacturer, best factory.
And our technology available only for high class tailors that are now struggling or
going away, fading
away.
So how did you find these tailors?
We made it by ourselves.
Oh yeah, really?
Yes, I have a partner. His name is Anvar.
So can you sew yourself? Can you make a suit yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Where did you learn?
This is our products.
Wow.
This is made by me, and that safari also made by me.
Wow, so cool.
We use only.
So what's the price?
Stitching.
What's the price? It's for the very high net worth.
Yes,
it's for like Forbes list and jet setters, the people who have personal yachts and stuff. So how much would a suit like that cost?
We now use two models of producing. First one is made to measure. We take measurements and give it for the fabric or producers and bespoke, and we do it by ourselves, everything by hand, handcrafted. At the first, starting from 30,000 tenge.
30,000 tenge?
Yes, the second one is.
So 30,000 tenge, it's under 100 euros. It's like 80 euros or something like that.
80 euros, and bespoke starts from 2,000 euros.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
It depends on the fabric.
Depends on the fabric. Okay. So it's a two-piece suit. Two-piece suit is a 2,000 euros, right?
Starting.
Okay, cool. Well, it's when did you start your brand?
About 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Oh my gosh. Well, good luck to you, Akjol. Yeah, Akjol, like I said, lucky path. So I'm wishing Sultan Akjol. Thank you so much. So we continue our tour. Thank you. It's very impressive. I know some of these factories because Barberis Canonico, Cerruti, they produce for Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes Zegna, for Francesco Smalto, for Corneliani, for all the big brands, Armani. Cerruti actually produces for Armani, and Cerruti made the suits for Pretty Woman. And Nino Cerruti told me about how they made the movie, and they made these suits for Richard Gere. They made, I don't know, 100 suits for one movie. They make a lot. So he actually explained all of that. He died like a year or 2 years ago, but amazing gentleman. Yeah. Anyway, so let's continue our tour. I'm actually wearing a Hao jacket. Very comfortable, very unisex. So where are we going?
Outside.
Yeah, let's go outside.
And I have some words about the lighting and furniture here, because you see lots of them is a custom position. So we produce it in Kazakhstan and China also. So like bed, like lighting, tables, chairs. So yeah, that's great. Yeah, very cool pieces.
Oh, chairs also produced.
Yes, yes.
And
carpets.
What's the brand?
Our brand, Axis.
Axis.
We have one brand of furniture, it's named Axis. So all, and also we made the interiors. So for restaurants, cafes, cool shops. So we made it also for us. This beautiful design.
That's nice. So, that's nice.
And also this.
Oh, the rails. That's nice.
And lots of them are Eka. So it's wood, metal.
Here are the sewing machines.
I want to show you collection.
Let's see the sewing machines.
Yeah, it's our collection. So there we have 10 pieces. So they're all different. You see some of them Kazakh, some of them from Germany, from China.
Podolska machine. There's also a Russian brand, Podolsk, which is not far away from Moscow. Podolska, the factory. Wow. So, yeah, very different, very interesting.
Yeah, it's very. It's also our furniture. And, I want to show you one brand.
Let's do it. Okay.
So when we live in Almaty, so we have a lot of trips to travel to the mountains, to the canyons, to different fields. Yeah. So and one day we understand that we want more comfortable pieces for that.
For the wilderness.
Yeah.
We're going to the wilderness.
Yeah, and now we delivered a cool brand. With collaboration with iMac Jewelry, and it's called iMac 10.
Wow.
Yeah, 10's like 10.
Yeah,
it's number, but it's 10. Yeah. So and we have a tents, grills, refrigerators, furniture, so different things on. And
it's also stylish.
Yeah,
because
it's stylish.
a lot of times you buy the tents and stuff for the mountains, and it's usually some bad colors, like some blue and some.
Yeah, it's very stylish.
Like green, but this one has some trendy colors.
Cool colors, cool materials. And it's easier to make your own camp. Yeah. So and next season we are going to make our own tours for different spaces.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not touristic. It's more local. So and different hidden spaces.
Yeah. So the identity here is to explore. And explore in style.
Yes.
Be stylish when you explore the mountains.
And we have a slogan like "Nature improves everything."
Nature improves everything. I agree. Nature is the biggest and the best artist, for sure.
So and since the last
the last
part
of our tour.
Yeah, and here we have an exhibition space. So we have a photo exhibition now. The owner of the artist, her name's Осознаюсь. Understanding.
Осознаюсь awareness.
Yeah, Осознаюсь awareness. So
becoming aware.
Yeah, she's fond of yoga practice. So and she's photographer, and all photos is from iPhone. And this is different spaces of Kazakhstan where you can get where you can practice yoga practice. So and some places is only for inspiring.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Life is a choice, and it's Kazakh Menjelka plateau. Menjelka, and Menjelka in Kazakh means 1,000 horses. Menjelka plateau, 1,000 horses plateau. Wow. So you see a little bit of mountains. We can't show our mountains to you, but you can see on the pictures of this Осознаюсь.
Yeah, and so
artist.
our brand IMAC tent is it helps people to go to these beautiful spaces and feel comfort.
Well, we'll join your tour.
Yeah,
when you do
so,
it, let us know.
Next it's Baguti Mountain.
Baguti Mountains. Baguti. Also
it's all in English, you can understand.
Action in action.
And one beautiful place, one of the best. Yeah, it's Asy Plateau.
Asy Plateau, another part of our nature. We believe in love. Amazing.
Yeah. So and next it's Bogdanovich Glacier.
Yeah, Bogdanovich Glacier.
Yeah, it's a cave for all of us.
Yeah.
So
and it says prana is the life force. I agree.
Yeah.
Prana is the life force. Bogdanovich Glacier. We have a lot of glaciers here because we have the snow top mountains. And then we have Anatta, Manshuk Lake, which is a lake, and you see that it has the mountains and as a background. And then the next one, so symbolic, it says the world is a mirror. It's full of all these. It's also Bogdanovich Glacier. The world is a mirror. Amazing.
And the last one, it's very cool photo. It's a core, and there you can read that.
Yeah,
not just
it's
the body.
ox. It's probably the ox. The ox, and it says not just the body. I'm not the body. And it says the writing. I will read to you. I'm not the body having the soul. My God, I didn't know this, but I believe in this as well. I'm not the body bestowed with the soul, but I'm a soul, part of which part of which is to be seen, and it's called the body. So the body is part of the soul, visible part. So very good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
yeah, that's the end of our tour. And maybe you show us the
yeah.
That's the paper division wall.
Paper wall. You can use it in different ways. So you can make the wardrobe, or you can make some kind of display for pieces.
So you made it yourself?
No.
Okay.
But
nice.
it's from China.
Yes, it's nice.
But it's our design.
Oh, cool. So
we don't produce, but we design.
Your design. So made in design in Kazakhstan.
So in here you can get a tour.
Okay. So it's a tour.
Yeah, it's a tour agency, and here you can order some tours to different places of Kazakhstan.
So when next year, because I'm part of Responsible Fashion Series Silk Road next year, from 10th of March to 20th of March, it will visit Tashkent, Turkestan, and Almaty. So next time you hear, I hope you join the Responsible Fashion Series next year, and we will use your touring agency to show us around. Yeah, in style. Okay, well, thank you so much. Let's finish our tour, and I don't know how much time we need. How much more time we need. Basically, we finished our tour here, and hopefully we will show another film of ours, and then we can take some questions. What do you think?
Aika, that sounds fantastic. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And what an honor that we've had to share. I'm just preparing to get the second film up, but thank you so much. I think the sign behind you is where you started almost, because it says wind and water right behind you.
Exactly.
That's where you started. Just while I'm waiting for Sungano just to pull up the films, maybe just you said something about wind and water, about inspiration and flexibility. And you mentioned you wanted to maybe just mention that, talk about that a little bit more, the meaning of wind and water.
Wind and water, it's basically wind is, there are several energies in the world: wind, water, fire, sound, and also earth. So 5 elements. And of course, wind and water wind represents vata in Sanskrit, vata, which means inspiration. And it also means that it fills the space wherever you go. There's wind, there's this air, and water is and wind usually in the Ayurveda is prescribed to the male energy, and water is more like female energy, and it's flexible, also fills out the space wherever you push water in, and it also gives the birth to a lot of plants. It gives birth to life. So it's ambition and life, I think, wind and water. That's my interpretation.
Oh, thank you so much, Aika, for those incredibly magic words. I think we're ready to share your second film. And then once we've closed, we'll stop the recording, but please do stay on the line because we have our sharing council and we just want to be able to share a little bit more with you. But the recording will end after the next film.
Okay, cool.
Thank
you. Bye. Thank you so much. It was an honor to be for Kazakhstan, for Born Nomad, for myself, and for Wind and Water to be part of the Global Fashioning Assembly.
And it was an honor for us to have you. And here is your second film.
There's more people. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aika, and thank you once again for being so generous with your time and your space and sharing all that you did with us. And with that, we say thank you to for Kazakhstan to host the Global Fashioning Assembly's second part of the programming. Thank you so much.